what is the difference between any and unknown in TypeScript? First, let's have a look at any. Any provides you a lot of flexibility. When you define a variable with type any, it basically says do not check type on that variable. So you can call any function on that variable, or you can access any property on that variable. The TypeScript compiler will not complain. And we should avoid using any because it defies the very purpose of using TypeScript, which is type safety. Usage could be if you are developing a project where you are converting a JavaScript project into TypeScript. To initialize that activity, you can just give all the variables of type any. Unknown is a bit more type safe. When you declare a variable as type unknown, you have to check the type of that variable before you can perform any operation on it, right? So if you are getting some input from user and it needs to be a string, you can use the type unknown, but before you process the user input, you have to check if the type of the data that user has input is type of string or integer or whatever you are expecting. And similarly, if there is data coming from external APIs, you can give them the type unknown if you don't know the exact types, but before you perform any operation on that data, you need to check the types. Let's have a look at the examples. So we are passing this function an object of type any, and we are passing a property name. You can access this property name on that object, or whatever comes into that property name. The TypeScript compiler will not complain that this property doesn't exist, or this is a wrong operation. It's still gonna go ahead and try to perform that operation. So here we are calling this log property, we are giving it user, which has got type any, and we are giving it the property names. You can give it whatever here. You can give it welcome, for example, and welcome will go there, and obj brackets welcome, it will still try to execute that, although you will get undefined, but it will still try to execute it. Whereas unknown is a little bit different than any. When you define the value as unknown, before you perform any operation, so here we are saying if the we want to get the length of the value that that has been passed to this function. Before you can do value.length, you have to do this, otherwise the compiler will not let you perform that operation. So you have to check the type of the value. If it's string, then you can perform the relevant string operation. If this was any type here, we do not need to check these type assertions here. So because we have the type unknown, which is a bit more type safe, the TypeScript compiler asks us to perform a type check before you perform any operation on that variable. So if it's a number, do that, and if it's none of these, then just log that the type is not supported. So that's the basically difference between any and unknown. You should use unknown if you have the situation where you don't know the type, or you're getting user input, and you should avoid using any type in any case. Thank you.